Vipers!
How's it going, pirates? Look what came in today. Oh boy, my Cobra Viper troopers. Hiya Toys, thank you so much for making a 1/18 scale G.I. Joe line. I'm just not into the 112 stuff, so I'm happy that these are exact duplicates or almost exact duplicates of the classified line. So I'm hoping with all the figures that come out with classified, we'll get them in Hiya Toys. Although their distribution rate for delivering stuff is pretty slow, like drip slow. But either way, I'm excited. Can't wait to open these up. Let's take a closer look.
A few moments later.
So here are both of the Cobra Vipers out of their packaging. Really nice figures, and they come with everything you see here. So they come with a backpack, 2 rifles. They also come with an extra set of hands, so those hands have a tighter grip so they can hold on to the pistol as well as the knife, the knife is sheathed on the left-hand side, and then the pistol's been holstered. It comes holstered with the figure on the right-hand side. Here's the stand it comes with. So as you can see, there's a lot of detail on it. Great sculpt on there. And there's one peg for your figure to stand. There's actually even some bullet casings on the ground. So a lot of detail. And the other thing about these, as well as all the other highest stands, are these brackets. So it could either be an I bracket or an H, depending on how you look at it. You attach those to the bottom of the stand, and then you can connect this stand to that stand as well, and some of the other stands that come with the other higher figures as well. So yeah, great figure. A lot of detail in terms of the sculpt in that. Very similar to the old school Hasbro version of these, but way more modernized, way more articulation, a lot better sculpt detail, and it just overall looks so much cooler. So one of the other things about Cobra Vipers that I always thought was weird is why do they have this visor and then they also have these goggles that come over the visor? I always thought that was weird. But unlike the Hasbro version, these goggles don't come off. They're actually connected to the helmet and they just swivel up when they're not in use. But I really love the chrome visor, very cool. So we'll quickly go through some of the articulation. So you have your head on a ball jointed, or I believe it's barbell, yeah. So it's on a barbell. So you can obviously go 360. It can look down, he can look down that much, and can look up, let's see how much. Not very much, but you can look up about that much, so practically straight. The arms can go out. Now mine are a little bit stiff because I didn't heat them up. But the arms can go out that much. Obviously you can do a 360 all the way around like this. Very stiff because I didn't heat mine up. And the arms go up pretty decent. A little bit past 90, which is really good. And there's I believe there's an upper, is there an upper bicep swivel? No, so, oh, there is no upper bicep swivel. Or is there? Oh yeah, there is. And then there's a hand, it's just on a little, the hand's just on a little ball peg, so this peg's right on to the peg that's on the end of the wrist. And the legs go out that much, which is pretty good. Which, considering he has the holstered knife and the sheath knife and the holstered gun. It's a double jointed knee, so you can go bend it back that much. And the leg itself goes back about that much and goes forward that much. And there's an upper thigh swivel, so that's really cool. It also has a, looks like there's a ball joint at the waist. I don't know if there's one up here. I can't tell because of the vest. And the vest does hinder the movement. So you can't really get too much side to side, or you can bend forward that much and bend back that much, or like nothing at all. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing because of the vest, but hey, it's not that big a deal because you're not going to be putting them in very dynamic, agile poses. I believe it's on a rocker ankle. Yep, it's on a rocker. So you can get them in those really dynamic, those really dynamic poses. And it goes, there is some hindrance in terms of, maybe it's just because mine's stiff, but it doesn't seem to get a lot of movement up and down. But overall, a decent figure, some really great articulation, awesome sculpt. As you can see here, amazing sculpts all around. And I definitely love the colors that they use because it is similar to the old school Hasbro colors, but just a little bit darker. So yeah, very cool stuff. Very happy with this. I love the articulation on these as well. And I did order some of the crimson ones, like what you're seeing on your screen now. Those are awesome. So I might get a couple of those to make them maybe the leaders of the Cobra Vipers. And then I also ordered 2 Crimson Guards. So those are really cool. So you're going to see some of the customs that I have in terms of my G.I. Joe figures that I've done with the Hasbro figures, the 25th anniversary Hasbro figures. So as you can see, they pretty much kept the same style from the original G.I. Joe action figures. So the O-ring as well as the 25th anniversary action figure of the Cobra Viper pretty much still stayed the same with the vibrant red colors on there. Whereas with the Hiya Toys version, there's not as much bright red on the figure. There is some red on there, but it's kind of dulled down, so it doesn't really stand out too much. And as you can see with the Hasbro 25th anniversary, they also do come with a backpack. So they have a backpack that plugs in. Fairly great sculpt on that as well. So fairly detailed. That's the rifle they come with. Not a bad rifle, but not the greatest either. And then that's it. They don't come with anything else. So the style of the helmet's still fairly the same. They still have the visor that sits on top of the helmet. The only difference is this one doesn't really come down over the visor portion of the helmet, so it's mainly just stylized. I think I even have it upside down. It's just mainly stylized to keep the goggles on top of the helmet. But yeah, not a bad figure. I still do love this one. It's one of the only G.I. Joe figures that I've actually army built. I have 5 of these guys. So these guys are probably going to be the subordinates to those guys. And then the red ones are going to be the leaders of the whole entire squad. So yeah, the very decent looking figure. They kept, like I said, they kept some of the style elements the same, like the tall boots, the darker blue, the visor, the goggles on the visor. The only difference is there's no bright red gloves on these guys, which I like better. They don't have short sleeves, which I like better as well. The rubber hands too is not very good. So as you can see, you can get them in the Hiya Toys version, you can get them in some pretty decent poses in terms of aiming their weapon. This is the best pose that I could get it in. This is as close as I could get it to him looking down the barrel of the gun. Whereas with the Hiya Toys version, you can get a better pose. Even though I had to use the stand for it, it still is a better pose than this one here because he kind of aims upwards because that's as low as I can get him. So here are the Cobra Vipers with my custom Tomax and Zaymot Crimson Twins. So I actually put the Kylo Ren heads onto a 25th anniversary Crimson Guards, and they came out pretty good. I do like these guys. I like the head sculpt for these, fairly good. I kind of find they look a little bit more regal, whereas the other outfits with the short sleeve and the blue and the red and the silver, I find those a little more like circus act as opposed to military like these. These ones look really good. So here's the other Kylo Ren. I gave him a scar. So this is my Zaymot. And I'm thinking about putting in a lower portion to this, kind of like what you're seeing on the screen now. I'd like to do that for these figures. I believe I do have some of those pieces left over from my other Storm Shadows, the Rise of Cobra. And he has like a longer bottom portion of his outfit. So I might use those on these guys, or I might just leave them as is. As I do have, like I said, some Hiya customs that are, some Hiya Crimson Guards that are coming. And I'm sure they would look great beside these guys. So I'm still not sure if I'm going to use the Kylo Ren heads on these bodies and make these guys the Crimson Twins, or put the Kylo Ren heads on the other Hiya Toys Crimson Guards to see if they would look better on those, and then make these 25th anniversary Hasbro ones the regular Crimson Guards. So here are the Cobra Vipers with a few other Hiya Toy figures. So the only other 2 Hiya Toy Cobra figures that I have at the moment right now, aside from Major Blood, which I just recently did a custom for. You can check out my Instagram Whip Wednesday Live for that custom. Looks pretty cool. I will eventually do a video of all my custom Cobra figures at some point, but I just wanted to show off what I got now. So as you can see, they scale really well with these figures, as well as the Hasbro 25th anniversary figures as well. I really love the Cobra figures so far. I missed my opportunity to get the Cobra Commander. I didn't bother getting Destro only because I had the 25th anniversary Destro from Hasbro, and that one is comparable to the one from Hiya Toys. Still a very great figure, so I didn't really feel the need to replace them. I may still do that down the road, who knows. But for now, I'm happy with what I've got. I do want to get the Cobra Commander, but as it stands right now, I haven't been able to find them, at least not at a decent price. And speaking of Cobra Commander, here's my custom Cobra Commander, hooded Cobra Commander. So he has the red hood. And he's actually, I put the head on the Red Skull figure from Marvel Universe. Looks really cool. And I added a water slide decal of the Cobra logo on his outfit. I just love the hand. It's just, looks like something a leader, the kind of pose you'd put your leader in. Very cool, especially Cobra Commander. You should have that pose. Looks really cool. I do enjoy that. Goes well with both the Baroness and Destro as well, as they have the red and black. And it goes well as well with my Cobra Vipers. So yeah, all in all, I really do love these figures. The Cobra Vipers are very cool. I can't wait to get the crimson ones. Those ones look really cool as well. I kind of like how the red and the shiny visors, it kind of pops. So I do love that with the Cobra Vipers. So I can't wait to get those, as well as the Crimson Guards. So yeah, I would definitely recommend these figures. The one thing that I have a gripe with is that, maybe it's because I haven't heated them up yet, I find them very hard to pose. And I do know my table is not exactly level, so that could be part of the issue as well. But yeah, overall, they're great figures. You can get them in some pretty decent poses. It's just hard to stand them up, especially if they have their backpacks on. Then they become top heavy. So without the stand, it's fairly hard to pose them. But again, it could just be my table as well, because like I said, it's not level. Well, that's all I have for you guys this time. So definitely come back around, because I'm going to have more videos coming. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Well, until then, take care, pirates.